Hi Feedfeed community, I'm Erin from Cloudy Kitchen and today I'll be taking over the Feedfeed Instagram stories to make an apple and blackberry pie in celebration of Pie Day. I just want to take a quick moment to say thanks to the Feedfeed for having me. So in this bowl I have some thinly sliced and cored apples which I have dredged in lemon juice and then sprinkled with a little bit of granulated sugar. Then I have my blackberries and then I have my pie dough which I made last night because I prefer to let it rest in the fridge. When I made my dough last night, I shaped it into 2 discs, which I wrapped in plastic wrap and placed in the fridge. We're going to use one for lining the pie tin, and we'll use the second one for making the things that go on top of the pie. So on a lightly floured surface, I'm just going to roll the pie dough out until it is a circle that is slightly larger than my pie tin. And then we're going to line it. Make sure you keep the other piece in the fridge. So I'm just going to go in with some shears and I'm just going to give it a little trim. I'm not going to trim it the whole, like super close to the edge. I'm going to give it a little bit of room just so that we have something to work with if we need it. So that's been really roughly trimmed. If I was going to crimp the crust, I would have done a much neater job. We were left with this much dough, which I've just wrapped up and I'm going to put back in the fridge for the stamps. Pastry stamps are a really good way of using up excess dough. So I just drained the excess liquid off the apples and then we went in with some flour, the blackberries and a little bit of raw sugar. And I'll add a little bit of cinnamon to this as well. So I went ahead and rolled out the second piece of pastry. We're just going to do really thick strips, so I'm going to use this ruler to mark the width and then I'm just going to go down with this pastry cutter and cut out nice thick strips for the herringbone lettuce. So I've gone in and laid my strips out nice and flat across the pie. Now we're going to follow a herringbone pattern which I will link to on the blog. I just would like this circle to be herringbone, so we're only going to do part of the pie. The way that herringbone works is it works in a pattern of folding 3 and skipping 3. So for the first row I'm going to skip 1, fold 3, skip 3. So I've continued on with this pattern of folding 3 and skipping 3. You alternate which 3 you fold. But you can just see that a super simple herringbone is starting to emerge here. So remember that we're only doing the center part. So you work from the middle down and then you start the pattern again and you work from the middle up. So make sure that you don't turn your pie around because the pattern will start to get mixed up. So you can see that a super simple herringbone has started to emerge. I will show you how to do the braid with the pasta machine next because I think I would like to put a little braid just around here. So my favourite way to make a super smooth braid for a pie is to use the pasta attachment on my stand mixer. I just have it on the widest setting and I pass the dough through until it's nice and smooth. So I'm just going to feed it through on the second width. So now I have it on the cutting setting and I'm just going to feed this through here and you'll see that it starts to come out in nice thin strips which I'm going to use to make a nice braid. So I just have 3 strips here and I'm making a super simple braid just by plaiting. So I have my braids here ready to go on the pie. The last thing I'm going to do is use these pastry stamps. They're super simple. I just got these ones on Amazon. You just push down, plunge this, and then the shape comes out. So you can see here, this took me about 2 or 3 minutes. The thing that I love about these is that they're so simple and they look really effective. So you just push down, plunge, and there you have the shape. So as you can see we're getting there. I made another braid and I've put it down here and then I'm just going to cover where it starts with some of these leaves and continue decorating. So I think that we're done. So we've got the herringbone, the stamps and the braid. I'm just throwing this in the fridge to firm up and then I will egg wash it and bake it. I'll put the baking instructions on my blog and you can see the final result over there as well. Don't So that's it. I hope you had fun watching. I definitely had fun making it. You can follow me over at clardykitchen.com, or my Instagram handle is also clardykitchen. Thanks so much for the feed for having me, and happy Pie Day!